It's crazy. I don't know how that works because, like I said, everything in life seems to follow that law, that rule where things are fun at first, and then if you keep doing the same thing, it gets boring because the novelty goes away. Novel, the meaning of novel is new. You know, when it's new, it's cool, and as it gets old, it gets more and more boring. That would be a lot, I reckon. Probably once every 2 weeks, once a month. And then ask yourself, how often do you ride your EUC? It's every day for me, every single day, because it's so useful as well as being fun. So to give this up for life is like, man, that's a big thing to give up, a massive thing. Because not only is it useful for getting around, it's actually unbeatable. Nothing, absolutely nothing in the world beats one of these things. Because of its like form factor. It's like walking. You basically, you've got the mobility of a walker or a runner and the power of a motorbike rider, you know, like it's crazy when you think about it. But that package brings you, whereas this is like constant. You go anywhere, come and chill in the park and then keep going. Go chill somewhere else, keep going, go to the beach. Have the time of your life, you know. So to me, guys, there is absolutely no way in hell, in heaven. It's fun for a while and it slowly gets more boring. It's natural, it's human nature, it's like human psychology. But the EUC doesn't seem to be like that. For some reason, I've been riding for 2 years now, and I enjoy my rides even more now than I've said, and I've talked about this in the past, I definitely enjoy my rides more now than I did on day one, because on day one, you can't even ride, you're like learning. But let's say day 10, right? Day 10, you're good enough to ride now, but you're not even that good, are you? You're just kind of like putting around. So I definitely enjoy my rides more now than I did on day 10. Let's say day 20, I definitely enjoy my rides more now. Day 30, day 100, let's say day 100. That's a good day. Like, you've been riding for long enough now to be very comfortable with it, and you're still kind of new to it, so the novelty is still there. I actually genuinely wonder, will it ever get boring? I don't know. Like, it's a good question to me. But you know what, guys? I enjoy being grounded too. Like, I know flying must be fun, but I've thought about it. To be honest, I've thought about this even before leaving that comment. Imagine if you just had a jetpack all of a sudden. You know, while all the other people out there are getting their EUCs, you know, all the other adventurers and whatnot, and you just got yourself a jetpack, son. You can now go anywhere, you can do anything basically. You can fly up to the top of buildings and, you know, vertical takeoff, landing. Fly like a rocket. To be honest, What's up, guys? So we're back at this awesome spot with the Sherman and the booth. And I got an interesting topic today. I remember watching this video from another EUC rider a little while ago, and I left a comment, and I just found it interesting and I want to share it with you. And we'll see what you guys think about it too. Get your perspective, your opinions. I'm trying to stand this camera up. Hold on. Alright, so it's in my phone. Oh, it's on YouTube. Let's get this. Ready? I'll hit record. And now you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so let's go into that video. So the video is called, it's Shane's Planet Shane. He's an EUC rider. And he also rides paraglider motors. You know those things that fly in the air? You like sit down in a chair and there's a little propeller or like a big propeller behind you and a parachute. And that's about it. Like flies around. And when I saw this video, I asked him this question. I said, looks like a lot of fun. Question, if you had to give up either riding that or EUCs, which one would it be? And I'll just play a little bit of the video so you can see like.
And we had rain roll through on this other mountain, but maybe it'll be good weather. So let's see if we can get some redemption on the last crash. So just fixing my phone. Not a whole lot of time.
There, see? I know, I'm sure you know what it is anyway, but yeah, that's what it is. You take off like that. It looks like a lot of fun. So yeah, that's what I said. Looks like a lot of fun. If you had to give up that or EUCs, which one would it be? And it's for life. It's like, imagine whatever you pick, whatever you choose to keep, that's all you can ever ride for the rest of your life. So if you give up EUCs, you can never ride an EUC again. If you give up that, you can never ride that again. So let's see what his answer was. And I've never ridden one of those things, by the way. Like, I've never flown on a paraglider. He said EUC riding. So he's saying he would give up EUC riding. He says, I enjoy it, but I can ride a motorcycle or a scooter or a skateboard. Flying is, well, flying. And then I said, true that, I've never done it, but still looks like it takes so much prep work. And that takes away from the freedom. Where EUC riding, it's just get up and go. Then his response to that was, if I had a flat yard, I could probably be in the air in the same amount of time it takes to dress like a paratrooper for an EUC ride. Even the birds are laughing. I love riding an EUC, but I have many choices for ground movements. Flying is kind of its own niche. Both fun, but one is much less expensive for sure. And I just want to mention, don't worry about the price. The cost is not a factor in this. So when I ask you guys, which one would you choose if you had to either choose EUC riding or paragliding? Don't worry about cost. Assume they're both going to be free for life. So which one would you pick? That's the question for today's video. Leave your comments down below as well. And then I said, I said, ha ha ha. I was thinking that too about the gear, but it only takes 2 minutes to chuck on shin pads and gloves. Then you can go virtually anywhere. With the flying thing, you need a flat yard, you need to restrict your trip such that you can land right back on the flat yard. I guess you could find another area to land, but where? Seems like a whole lot more prep work. A whole lot more difficult than starting an EUC ride. And then he says, I guess it depends on locale. Of course, you can't ride an EUC to an island. Both are fun, both are in grey areas. We can still enjoy it. That's funny, I did a video called EUC Island a while ago. I went to an island and then it was a beach island and I just Smashed it on the Sherman. It was awesome. But yeah, let's just do a quick test. How long does it actually take to chuck on all our gear? And you know, I wear full gear, basically everything you can wear. So let's just do it real quick. This will be interesting. Have a sip of my booze first. All right. So this is what I wear: shin pads, elbow pads, wrist guards, and a helmet, full face. All right, let's do it. Let's see how long this actually takes. Don't worry about my shoes. Obviously, I'd be wearing shoes whether I'm riding an EUC or riding a paraglider. Maybe you'd go bare feet on the paraglider, I don't know. But yeah, I won't time how long it takes to put my shoes on, just my gear. So let's go now. So we got shin pad. It's one. Oh. See it? Little slip up there. So you could do it even faster if you train. But this will just give you an idea. How long does it actually take? Elbows. Done. Wrists. And these are super protective, by the way. These will save your hands basically every time. Done. Helmet. Done. All right, I'm done. I'm ready to ride my EUC. How long did that take? I don't think very long, probably definitely under a minute. And let's take it all back off. And that's full gear. Like, not everyone wears full gear, but you know, I like to wear full gear. And I didn't time my shoes because, like I said, you don't time that. I mean, let's do it. Let's put the shoes on. How long will this take? There's one. And there is two. And I'm done. I'm ready to ride, baby. All right, I've got all my gear off, but yeah, I was. You get the point. So how long did that take? Not long at all. Like 30 seconds, right? And that's full gear, ready to go. Ready to boost. And if we're talking about riding a paraglider, I have no idea how long it takes, but I bet you it's a lot more than what that just took. Right, because he said, just to remind you, he says, I could probably be in the air in the same amount of time it takes to dress like a paratrooper. I don't know if I dressed like a paratrooper just then, but I did have all my gear on, so yeah, I highly doubt he's going to be in the air. Even I could put my gear on probably 50 times by the time you get one of those things in the air, to be honest, because I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you need like clearance from like the aviation authorities or something. I don't think you could just fly anytime, anywhere. And you need to check all your stuff. Like, you probably don't have much gear, you know, on your body, but all the gear involved in the machine, if anything fails on that thing, I mean, you could be in big trouble, couldn't you? You could die. So you want to make sure you check that down to a T, check the motor, check everything to do with that motor. You know, it's a combustion motor too, so you got to check the oil and a lot of stuff, guys. And not just the motor, then there's obviously the gearing and all that goes to the propeller. You want to check that's all good. And then there's the parachute, because if that fails, you're dead. You're going to drop out of the sky like a rock, basically. And that parachute attaches to the machine by these little tiny strings that are almost invisible. So it's kind of like, you know, you want to check it still, but to me it's a bit like worrisome. You know, I'd probably spend a good hour checking everything over before I take one of those things up. And then ask yourself the question, or I should have asked him on that video actually, but I wonder how often does he actually fly that thing? Once a month? Once every 2 months? 3 months? Like on average. Maybe once a week, I have no idea. Personally though, if it was that hard to get up in the air and there's all these restrictions involved, I probably wouldn't fly it more than once a week. That would be a lot, I reckon. Probably once every 2 weeks, once a month. And then ask yourself, how often do you ride your EUC? It's every day for me. Every single day, because it's so useful. I can use it to do my shopping and anything I need to do, basically, that doesn't involve a car. You know, that doesn't involve like carrying passengers or big luggage, you know. So it's so useful as well as being fun. So to give this up for life is like, man, that's a big thing to give up, a massive thing. Because not only is it useful for getting around, it's actually unbeatable in terms of getting from A to B. When there's traffic, when you've got heavy traffic, nothing, absolutely nothing in the world beats one of these things. Because of its like form factor. It's like walking. You're basically, you've got the mobility of a walker or a runner and the power of a motorbike rider, you know, like it's crazy when you think about it. But that package brings you unbeatable mobility when it comes to going around the city. You know, it's just amazingly useful. But even aside from that, even if it wasn't so useful, I still wouldn't give it up because it's so much fun. It's so much fun. I would probably still, to be honest, I probably would still ride this thing every day. Even if I didn't do my shopping and all, whatever. If it was just a toy, I still would probably ride this every day. It's just that fun. And that easy. You know, you saw me, I'd chuck on my gear in 30 seconds and I'm done. Ready to go. Ready to own any street, any track. You know, if you don't chuck on any gear, then you're kind of limited. You want to take it easy. You don't have as much fun, don't you? But yeah, I can be ready in 30 seconds, guys. So it's nothing. And that's my main point. My main point is that we ride these things every single day. I don't know about Shane's Planet. Maybe he doesn't ride every day. But I bet you he still rides a lot more than he flies in that thing. And main reason, because it's so much easier. I mean, think about it. Not only do you need to prepare your machine to fly that thing away, but you need to prepare your route and everything down to a T. You need to know exactly where you're going to land. You know, how long are you going to be up in the air? You've got, you know, limited petrol. It's going to run out pretty quick and you come straight back. And that's it. It's done. You can't get back on it and, you know, go for another cruise. It's just a wham, bam, done. Whereas this is like constant. You go anywhere, come and chill in the park and then keep going. Go chill somewhere else, keep going, go to the beach. Have the time of your life. You know, so to me, guys, there is absolutely no way in hell, in heaven, in the world, that I would pick a paraglider over one of these things. Even though I've never gone paragliding, I know it would be fun. I know it would be awesome, that feeling of like freedom, being up in the air. But if I had to give up an EUC for the rest of my life, that is just too much. Like, I can't do that. For what? For flying once a month? Probably not even, to be honest, guys. Even if you like flew every, you know, every single month, I bet you eventually you'll just get sick of it and you wouldn't be flying anymore. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but that's my feeling. Just the prep work, it would just get boring eventually. You'd be like, oh, I gotta do all that again. EUC is not like that, guys. It is not like that. And the start of this video actually gave me an idea.
Airport is just over that way, and we had rain roll through on the other side of the mountain, but maybe it'll be good weather. Well, let's see if we can get some redemption from that last crash. So that just fixed my plane.
And that actually gave me an idea.
Hopefully the sun will come out.
Let's finish off the
70 degrees.
episode.
All right, time for some redemption.
And sorry if any of you object to smoking. I kind of do. I personally do as well, sort of. But lately I've just been having a joint or two. And I find it's not that bad. Like, I do exercise basically every day. And this hasn't affected my ability to exercise at all. Like, I haven't noticed anything. If I was smoking cigarettes, oh, it destroys you. But like I said, I'm not super keen on smoking anything, to be honest. Looks like fun. Look like definitely get you high. Definitely one way to get high. But you know what, guys? I enjoy being grounded too. Like, I know flying must be fun, but I've thought about it. To be honest, I've thought about this even before leaving that comment. Imagine if you just had a jetpack all of a sudden. You know, while all the other people out there are getting their EUCs, you know, all the other adventurers and whatnot. And you just got yourself a jetpack, son. You can now go anywhere, you can do anything basically. You can fly up to the top of buildings and, you know, vertical takeoff, landing. Fly like a rocket. To be honest, it's kind of too much. It's like, in a way, that would get boring, I reckon. You'd be spoiled, if that makes sense. I remember like playing, you know, GDA, that computer game, when it first came out. It was like, you know, the biggest deal.
This video is brought to you
I'll turn this off now.
Whether it's your new profession or just a life.
It was like the biggest deal, you know, that GDA, Grand Theft Auto. And I remember playing that game, and then when you play it without cheats, you have, you know, a certain amount of challenge to it, and you have a certain amount of fun because of that challenge, if you know what I mean. It's like, it's a fun way to play it, you know. You got to earn your upgrades and all that. You know, there's so many things to do in that game. You drive around. It's like a simulator of a city. You know, I'm sure most of you know what I'm talking about. GDA. And then when you put in the cheat to get the jetpack, it's like, it's super fun at first. It's like, yeah, I can go anywhere now. Like, everything's so easy. Fly over traffic and everything. But then it quickly gets boring. I found, like, everyone does. When you cheat in the game, it's fun for a little bit, and then it just kills the whole game, basically. You're just like some depressed gamer, like, with nowhere to go, because you've already got everything. And I reckon, if you just got a jetpack, like in real life, you'd have a blast for a while. Literally, it'd be a blast, wouldn't it? And then you'd get depressed, I reckon. The calm down, isn't it? I don't know how long it would take, maybe 2-3 years. Who knows? I remember I made some videos in the past where I talked about how, like, everything gets boring except for an EUC, seemingly. Even like a Ferrari. You get a Ferrari, it would be cool, it would be super fun for a while, and eventually it wouldn't be fun anymore. It'd be like, dude, I've had this Ferrari for years and years, and you probably prefer to drive a normal car. You know, imagine driving a Ferrari in peak hour traffic, you know, this low, squashed in that tiny car, you know. You'd end up just using a normal car. The Ferrari, you know, like I said, anything, a super motorbike or whatever. It's fun for a while and it slowly gets more boring. It's natural. It's human nature. It's like human psychology. But the EUC doesn't seem to be like that. For some reason, I've been riding for 2 years now, and I enjoy my rides even more now than I've said, and I've talked about this in the past. I definitely enjoy my rides more now than I did on day one, because on day one, you can't even ride. You're like learning. But let's say day 10, right? Day 10, you're good enough to ride now, but you're not even that good, are you? You're just kind of like putting around. So I definitely enjoy my rides more now than I did on day 10. Let's say day 20. I definitely enjoy my rides more now. Day 30, day 100, let's say. Let's say day, 100. That's a good day. Like, you've been riding for long enough now to be very comfortable with it. And you're still kind of new to it, so the novelty is still there. I still enjoy my rides now more than I did on day 100, guys. I guarantee, definitely. Because I'm a much better rider now than I was back then. So for that reason alone, it's kind of more fun. And aside from that, the novelty hasn't seemed to disappear at all. Not one bit. It's like, it's crazy. I don't know how that works because, like I said, everything in life seems to follow that law, that rule where things are fun at first, and then if you keep doing the same thing, it gets boring because the novelty goes away. Novel, the meaning of novel is new. You know, when it's new, it's cool, and as it gets old, it gets more and more boring. But the EUC has not let up one single bit. It hasn't got more boring at all. It's gotten more fun, in fact. It's gone the other way. So I actually genuinely wonder, will it ever get boring? I don't know. Like, it's a good question to me. Look, no. You'll see why I just showed you that soon. Like, some of you will be running, why just show that plane? And you'll see why. If you keep watching, not in this video, but soon you'll see why. Yeah, it's a good question. Will it ever get boring? Even a little bit boring? And the thing to me that makes it seem like it will never get boring is because when you use it for your commutes, like to go get, to go to the shops or anything you can do with it, any like useful thing in life that you can do in your EUC, you're combining pleasure and work in such a way that it makes the pleasure even more pleasurable. I told you when I'm doing my Uber Eats missions, it's my most fun rides of all. Because I know I'm making money and I'm having fun. So it makes it even more fun. It doesn't take away from the fun at all. It makes it more fun. Because you got your mission, you got your phone. It's like playing GTA, In the next GTA, they've got to have an EUC, don't they? Or at least an e-scooter or something. Or Dualtron Man. Have you seen that, guys? The Dualtron Man. Wrong Way did a video on it. I remember I saw the Dualtron Man a while ago, and I was thinking about getting it. Back when I bought my e-scooter, like my first PEV basically, I was thinking about getting a Dualtron Man, guys, but I didn't. I was like, man, I can't do it. I can't do this. And that's it, let's leave it at that. And guys, put your comments down. How long have we been on? Oh, 24, that's perfect. That's good. Put your comments down below. And let me know what you think about the paraglider versus the EUC thing. Imagine doing both at once. You could be up in the air with the EUC between your legs, so when you land your paraglider, you're basically an aeroplane landing, aren't you? And you can just jump straight off the paraglider, dump it, and just go off with your EUC. That's got to be the best of both worlds, doesn't it? Can never give that one up. All right, let's see it. Peace out, guys.